All right, here we go. T to the motherfucking K.
My nigga, Vlad in the building, boy.
Man, welcome back, man.
Yo.
You're becoming a regular guest on here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Walk through the streets. Everybody's like, yo, when you doing the next Vlad thing? I didn't know this would have a tremendous effect on the culture. No matter where, from Seattle to the streets of New York, to the streets of LA, Chicago, airports, is there. They really love this show.
Yeah, I mean, we got the streets. That's the one thing that we got.
Yes, you do. You got the streets.
We got the streets.
Yes,
I remember
sir.
Nick Cannon called me the other day. It was like, man, after my interview with you, I can't go nowhere without someone stopping me.
That's
you
great.
know, about the Vlad interview. I mean, that's the one thing we got. We got the streets.
Yeah.
We ain't got we ain't got TV.
Right.
We ain't got Netflix, but we got the streets.
Yep, you're right. But it's amazing the opportunities that the tech giants created, how they knocked down the walls of the industry, that anybody that is creative, a few dollars, can really start up their own business and cut out the middleman. You don't really need nobody no more.
Right.
It's really
exactly.
a boss-up world. It's really a boss-up world.
We create our own content. We own our own content. We publish it through through YouTube, but it's under our channel. We own it flat out, and we continue to work it.
That's just awesome. That's just awesome. Man, it's just insane. From podcasts, like people don't understand the kind of money that's in podcasting. Podcasting is you could really sit at your house every day, and as long as you get over 50,000 subscribers, almost make $200,000 a year. That's awesome.
Yep. Well, speaking of Netflix, I understand you have a Netflix special coming up.
Yes, I sure do. I shoot it April 1st down in Florida. And you know the great thing about it, I have been approached about this maybe 2-3 years ago. And I was turning the guys down. I guess I was just really finding my way also to find out what I want to do. And the Netflix special is deal, but here's what's so great, because I put up my own money to create everything. Amazon is in the picture. Amazon now is trying to buy, before I take it to Netflix, they want to compete with the Dave Chappelle deal. So now, and it looks like it's possible I might not go to Netflix. Looks like I might be going to Amazon because I got to go where the check is.
Right.
But I'm excited. Like I just had a huge meeting about it 5 minutes ago. So it might be Netflix or Amazon, baby. Who knows? We shall see.
Okay. And is it going to be called Who Raised You?
It's called Who Raised You. Now the reason why I'm doing Who Raised You is because I really wish this could have came out a few months ago. But since I closed the deal, I'm going to drop it on October 26th with my fingers crossed, because that's when I drop the new album, Gangsta Conversation, and the book, Gangsta Conversation. All three of them going to drop on the same day. So I'm excited. So Gangsta Conversation album, Gangsta Conversation the book, and the Who Raised You special all going to drop in October.
Dope. And I think what's really cool about what you said is that you're talking about using your own money to actually film it. And that's really key out there, because the deal that you're going to get when someone else puts up their money will not be as good as the deal you get when you're risking your own money.
Years ago, it's possible you could have worked out the deal. Now people today, if you really put your money together and get the right team and go in, you can make a fortune. You really can triple your money, hands down. Like in the meeting, I was just saying how technology, shows like this, and the podcast world really made it really truly for bosses to really go in and get what you want out of the deal and truly make a living. And I'm going to turn everybody on to it as much as I can.
Well, yeah. I mean, the reason why I even started VladTV was because I did a documentary. I did a couple of documentaries.
Yes.
And every time I did one and I put my heart and soul into them, and I was countless nights of, sitting with an editor and filming and researching, and I never got a royalty check.
Wow.
And the shit was on Showtime. It was on, I think, MTV. It was in every store across the country.
Yes.
And I never saw a royalty check. And I just realized that if I keep trying to go to these bigger third parties.
Yep.
Even if I get my project greenlit, I'm not really going to make the real money on it.
That's right. That's true.
Someone else is going to keep it. So that's why I said, you know something? I'm going to put up my own money.
Yep.
Film my own shit.
Right.
And it may not be as much as what they're offering, but over time it's going to be a lot more.
It's going to be.
I was right.
And you know what's the great thing about us being the kind of bosses we are? We set the date when things want to be released. We don't have to call nobody. We don't have to ask nobody their fucking opinion. I love that. And this type of knowledge we really have to give to the culture for them to understand, so we keep building young entrepreneurs and businessmen. It's so important. It's so important because the knowledge that we have, there's so many people with talent that don't have the connections that we have or know the people that we know that can make these type of moves. And I'm just glad that I'm in this position.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that, you know, this is to all the creators out there. Most of the time, people are not going to see your vision.
Absolutely.
You're gonna bring that vision, that idea to them, and you're gonna present it and lay it all out, especially if you're not well established.
Right.
And they're either not gonna get it or they're gonna try to twist it up into something that they feel is marketable and kind of fuck up, you know, completely what you meant to do.
That's exactly.
So you're always better off doing it yourself, putting up your own money.
Right.
And then later on, you could go and parlay it into bigger deals.
Yes, I totally agree.
Speaking of Netflix, you know, you're talking about you might have a deal with them or with Amazon. What did you think about the whole Monique thing, about the whole Netflix boycott?
Well, here's the thing. The boycott was wrong. I think in business, you keep some things low key and you negotiate your deal. As a comedian, one can never tell another comic what they're worth. Like, I think that's totally wrong. You know what you're entitled to, you know what you feel. Where it became a problem with me is that when you took it to the street and you made it personal. I always believe never allow your emotions to fuck up your money. Never. So whatever you got to do to stay calm, flip the deal, or go to another carrier, like it's possible I might be going somewhere else, that you take your same thing and you go somewhere else, but you never make it personal to the point that, one, you embarrass your colleagues, you become a mockery of all the comedians to make fun of you. And you make boss moves. You stay low key, you get the money, and I can tell you this right now, my deal is more than 500,000. But if I had 80 million and they still offer me 500,000, I'm taking motherfucking 500,000. Because I know what I could do with 500,000. I'll take 500,000, turn 500,000 into 2.7, 3. I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna double that. I'm gonna double it. I'm never. See, we come from an era, Vlad, where we used to work 40 hours a week. Mm-hmm. Do you fucking remember that? 40 hours a week, 2,500, maybe 3,000 a month after taxes, the shit you bring home, 375, 450. I'm never gonna forget that in my life. So to get 500,000 for maybe an hour and 10 minutes of work is awesome. It's like going to the Mike Tyson fights back in the day, right? And Mike knock a person out in the first round and get 30 million. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. 30 million for a 2-minute round, insane.
Right. Well, I mean, people also have to realize that you're not getting paid that 500,000 for an hour and a half of work. You're getting paid for the years of work that's led up to that hour and a half. That's right. That's so true.
That's so true. Yep. And you just got to learn how to flip it. So with Monique, I wish her the best. I mean, I felt like she embarrassed herself just slightly a little bit, but hopefully she'll recover from that. And people still want to work with her because she is really talented, Vlad. Like if you go back to her TV show when she was on TV, she has natural, she's a natural actress. And sometimes people, what they call, can sabotage themselves. Like when you get out and you start bad-mouthing Oprah and all these other people, I just think that you bad-mouth yourself and you're not that powerful to recover from something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think pocket watching Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and Amy Schumer, I think was just a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Because at the end of the day, Yes, you have Oscars, but these were not comedy Oscars.
Right.
These were, for a dramatic role.
Yes.
In Precious.
Yes.
And I felt, as a fan, number one, I felt that as a fan of stand-up comedy, and I have a lot of stand-up comedians on my show, so I get to meet with them face to face and talk to them, and that's how much of a fan I am.
Right.
I'm not checking for a Monique special the same way I'm checking for a Chris Rock special.
I totally agree.
Yes. It just is what it is. There's no way around that.
Right, there's no way around.
You can't say you're at that level as a stand-up comedian.
Right.
You're just not.
And for the people who are listening to this, what we're also trying to say is the work that you're putting down. Yes, Monique is a great stand-up, but is she on the level of a Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock? No.
Right.
That's all we're saying.
Right.
She's good. She's going to sell out venues and do her thing, but it's not the same, but it's levels to this. And here's my point. You could have a bomb-ass attorney, Vlad, and be halfway decent and still get the money. Like, I think I'm a great stand-up and all the comics know me, but I don't have an Oscar, but I know because of the attorney that I have and the relationships that he has is the reason why I'm winning. This I know for a fact.
Right. And I think the other issue I had was when you look at Monique's fan base.
Yes.
Right? The majority of them are working class people.
Yes.
These are, people who have jobs, who have families to support, middle class, lower class, upper middle class, lower upper class, whatever it is. These are mostly working class people who probably will not see 500,000 after 10 years of work.
You're right.
And you are telling them to boycott Netflix so you could make more than $500,000. I feel there's just a disconnect.
I totally agree with you 100%. And that's what I mean by she made it too personal. And we have our moments. We get into those situations, you get so emotional, and she got emotional. This is show business. It's 10% show, 90% business.
What did you think Faison Love when he went, I think it was on the Breakfast Club, where he questioned whether Dave Chappelle was worth $40 million?
Now here's my thing. Faison's like my little brother. He's another one that came up under the TK Kirkland as a youngster. The thing with Faison, he speaks his truth. I can't tell another man how he feels or what he should feel. I think every man is entitled to their opinion. And I saw a little bit of it, but if that's his opinion, you have to respect it at the same time. We can't go tell another man he's wrong or you shouldn't be saying those type of things. What I can commend him on is the honesty and the bluntness this motherfucker had to say it on the Breakfast Club and not care what people feel or think. I know he got that courage from the side of me because he's a great friend of mine. So I took it from when he was a baby basically to where he is now. So he was just rude and raw, and he said what he had to feel, what he felt.
Well, Dave Chappelle's kind of an interesting case because I was getting into a conversation about him with a friend of mine.
Yes.
And she felt that Dave Chappelle really had a white audience.
Oh, absolutely.
And then later on, the black audience kind of came around, but initially he built his fan base on a white audience.
Yes.
You actually agree with that.
I agree with that.
When I had Ari Spears on the show, he said something similar.
Dave has always had a white following, but I don't think black people really latched on Dave until the Chappelle show.
Really?
Even though he did Def Comedy Jam, black people was like guys like Eddie Griffin, Bill Bellamy, Steve Harvey, Cedric, and especially with the explosion of Comic View, which was kind of a little after that.
Right.
But those guys have always stayed in the bloodstream of the black community, so to speak. Dave Chappelle, black people knew him, but they didn't know him. And they really didn't know him until the Chappelle show. Dave's following has always been predominantly white until the explosion of Chappelle show, which then captured everybody.
Yeah, I totally agree. Dave Chappelle came up through the white audience. Afro-Americans wasn't really checking for Dave until he did the Dave Chappelle show. And once he did the Dave Chappelle show, boom, he went off into superstardom in the hood, and the rest is history. Now, I think when people still go to a show, they give him respect because the show gave him credibility. But when you actually watch this show, you might have these moments going, okay, all right. But you don't leave there truly with an impact. Like if you watch Chris Rock, there's truly an impact. Or if you watch a TK Kirkland show, I'm either going to hurt your feelings, make you cry, make you walk out because I'm telling so much truth that I really want you to feel it because I'm really hard on men. I really want men to get their shit together. And this is the reason why I do the approach. But I make it funny, but I come hard with them with the stuff that I say.
I mean, when you watch the Chappelle show, and and this was part of the reason why they say that Dave left the show, did you feel that it somewhat ridiculed black people for white people to laugh at them? Or do you feel that, this is just comedy and this is fair the way he was expressing
it? It depends on your state of mind. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you could wake up and feel very Afrocentric. Or the Black Panther could have came out and everything that you thought before the Black Panther you was okay with, but the Black Panther made you realize you was a fucking king and that you need to rule the world in certain things that you shouldn't say or do any fucking more. With Dave Chappelle, when I saw his show, and I still feel his show, I just think the shit is funny. His show was funny. Like, I didn't really love him as a stand-up comic, but an actor, the crackhead dude, the way he played the characters, Prince, Rick James, awesome. He was truly born. I've seen him in movies. I've seen him do a stand-up, but he was truly born to be ready for the Dave Chappelle show. I truly wish that he would go back to do that show again because it was such a natural thing for it. He was born to do that show. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he did Saturday Night Live and they brought back a few of the Chappelle show skits.
Yes, I saw that.
Like I texted him right away. I'm like, yo, are you bringing back the show? He's like, nah, I just came back because Tribe Called Quest was performing.
Right.
Tribe fam, but nah, that was just a couple skits for
that would have been awesome. I mean, when you watch, even on the Dave Chappelle, on the Saturday Night Live, the energy, it was really like watching Eddie Murphy in the late 70s, early 80s, when Eddie used to come on Saturday Night Live, it brought a whole different feeling to the show. And even when Dave Chappelle did that, it brought a whole different feeling to Saturday Night Live. Oh, he's just born for that.
Have you ever met Quincy Jones before?
Never met Quincy, but I've been hearing these fucking things he's been talking about. And then when he said that he dated Donald Trump's daughter, did he say he dated Donald Trump's daughter? He thought she had nice legs. Quincy probably was an old player. I don't see him lying on his dick.
Well, have you ever met Richard Pryor?
I met Richard, yes.
Okay. So what did you think about the gay accusations on Richard Pryor?
Let me say, have you ever read Richard Pryor's book?
I have not.
In Richard Pryor's book, I believe that happened, but because in his book it said this one thing. In his book, Richard Pryor was high and was having sex with a transvestite. It's in his book. When he got sober, he realized that the motherfucker still was a transvestite. He went back more days to spend the night with this person. True, it's in his book now. So anybody want to get upset with me or say something, read the Richard Pryor bio. It's in his book that he slept with a transgender. Well, the day is transgender. Back when we was coming up, there was transvestites.
Yeah, I mean, I think Richard's daughter actually said that a transvestite was living with him.
Yeah, it's true. It's in his book. I read the book.
And then there was the roast where he was talking about fucking a transgender, remember? And everyone just thought, oh, he's just fucking around.
Right. Hey, man, let me tell you, we live in a world now, you really can't give your opinions about people's lifestyle, but if that's what he was into, hey, Richard, God bless you. That's all I can tell you. That's not what I would do, but I wasn't on. I've never been on drugs though. They say that drugs is a motherfucker.
Well, I think that the reason why Richard Pryor made the type of impact that he made is because he was so unbelievably honest about himself.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
it was
it's
everything.
Like,
his
when
voice.
You stand up. It's like,
yeah, his voice is stand up. What's the name of the special he did with the gold shoes, the black pants, and he had the red top on?
Live on the Sunset.
I don't think it was Live on Sunset. I think that's when he had the suit on.
He had a red suit, I think. Live on
Yeah,
Sunset.
had a red suit on. It's another special he did when he was doing about the heart attack and he's falling down and he was in the jungle and he talked about snake.
Right.
Do you remember that special? Let me tell you, man.
I do.
When people, every person know when you get into the zone, this man on that particular night, everything that he ever knew about comedy, every joke he ever wrote, everything he had ever gone through, he was in the zone like Tom Brady in the pocket on that particular day. And every comic, no matter if it takes you 30 years or 40 years, when you get into the zone, just let yourself go because it's truly one of the greatest moments in your career when you hit that zone and everything just comes together. It's a high that's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, I mean, me and Willie D from the Ghetto Boys, we were talking about,
Yeah.
This whole Quincy Jones, Richard Pryor thing, and I said, well, Willie, Richard Pryor, I would say, is the greatest black comedian of all time, and he said, no, Richard Pryor is probably the greatest comedian, stand-up comedian of all time. And when I thought about it, I couldn't name a bigger stand-up comedian than Richard.
You know what? When you think about that, far as stand-up, no.
Stand-up.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's no one. I hope to be up on that list one day with him, But as of right now, no, there's no one even close.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say Eddie Murphy because Eddie got all the shit from Richard.
Right. And Eddie only did stand-up really 2 weeks, and then he just went to acting, Now, if Eddie would have kept doing stand-up all these years, it's possible because I think Eddie Murphy was really, to this day, he had it all. The look, the swag, everything came together for him. Like I was there with them when they was rolling through. I never saw an effect that he had on people the way he did. Eddie was just the man.
Right. Well, Quincy went on to say that not only was Richard Pryor gay, but because he was talking about Marlon Brando having sex with these guys.
Right.
He also mentioned Marvin Gaye and James Baldwin.
Let me tell you something. That means Quincy's gay. Quincy might be on, and let me tell you why I think this. When I hear these stories in life, when people say so-and-so is gay, this is what I tell them. If you know someone's gay, that means you was in the room. You saw the shit go down. That means your ass gay too. I can't, when people leave me and they ask me, yo, you think such and such is gay? I said, I don't know what a man has done once they leave me because I'm not in the room. So in order to give a fact that someone is gay that you kind of respected, then you was in the motherfucking room. And I just truly believe that. So if Quincy really feels that, Quincy probably was directing. Quincy was probably having some beat music behind that shit, Maybe that's how he got to beat the Thriller. Who the fuck know? Or beat it, that's why he probably came up with all that. Beat it, and being a porn star, porn director, fuck with some more, beat it, boom, and gave it to Michael, and they had a hit.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, Quincy also said that Michael claiming that he had Largo.
Oh, with the skin?
With the skin, he said that was all bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Anybody with common sense will tell you that. I don't know what happened with Michael. Michael's not here to defend himself, but Michael got weird after Thriller. After he got all that motherfucking money, I just think he didn't have nothing to do with his paper, and he wanted to get his skin done, his hair. And what's crazy about the history of America, 300 years from now, when they do the Michael Jackson story, they're never going to mention he was from Indiana. They're never going to mention he was a black man with a big nose and afro. They're going to say he was white. That whole story is going to change. Trust me when I tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, because I think his mom said that he had vitiligo and he didn't want to look like a spotted
Well,
cow
when you're
and
paying
stuff
all
like
the
that.
bills, Mike was paying all the bills. Mike dead, still paying all the motherfucking bills over there. If they said Michael Jackson's coming back to Earth 2019 on a date, Michael still paying the bill, everybody in that Jackson family is going to say, yep, Michael's going to be here by 3:30. Because when you're paying all the bills, pretty much people will ride your dick forever.
Yeah.
That's real. You have so many yes men and yes women. Shit.
Well, because you could say, okay, well, the skin bleaching wasn't true, but what about the nose?
Right.
What about the wigs?
Exactly.
The kids.
Yep.
Let's go a step further. The kids. The kids are definitely not his kids.
Oh, definitely not. And maybe he never wanted to put, you get rich, you get weird. Maybe he never wanted to put his dick in some real pussy. I truly feel if Mike Jackson would have got some pussy, that he'd have been fucked up like everybody. He'd have been stalking hoes. He'd have went back to his afro. He'd have took the glove off. He'd have did everything. Because pussy, good pussy, especially on the level that he was on, oh, he'd have been a different type of dude, yo. Mike would have wore jeans with afro pick in the back, nice leather jacket. He'd have been smooth, I wonder how they would have turned out if they never would have got famous.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Because they was in Indiana, where they'd have been the gangs, where Michael have a low haircut, but he been working in a factory, It's so many things to think about. If you know their background, if they never would have made it, what would Michael have been? And would he have still been here?
Well, to me, it's kind of odd. Because you have kids, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm sure you look at your kids and say, oh, there's that piece of me in the features.
Yes.
Here's a piece of me. Oh, see how they're funny? That comes from me.
Right.
Here's all these, because there is so much to be said about passing down genes.
Yes.
And evolution, right?
Yes.
For example, just to make it very simple, notice how people don't really like snakes.
Right.
When you see a snake, you don't want to pick it up and cuddle with it.
No, you damn sure don't.
That's from millions of years of evolution, where over and over again, humans have learned not to fuck with snakes and they're dangerous and so forth. So even if you take a baby and you throw it with a snake, that baby's not going to want to fuck with that snake. That's because of all those traits that have been passed down.
Right, okay.
Generation after generation.
Right.
When you are Michael Jackson and you are a world-class talent, you have a voice and a talent like the world has never seen, why would you not want to pass that down to your children?
I agree with you 100%. But that's what money is. They say money is the root of all evil, and it's true. Success really took Michael Jackson and put him in a different lane that none of us can really explain. And I'm tired of people always trying to defend, and he's not this way, he's not that way. It's because money put him in that situation, and it is what it is. I really wish the man still was here, because when I was listening to his music the other day, I was like, damn, this man is really fucking missed. He was really that dude. And for anybody in my age group, if you ever got to see, most people know about the Jacksons. I'm going to take people back to 1969. I was watching Michael Jackson on the Ed Sullivan Show on my mother's floor in Jersey City, New Jersey. I saw the most talented group of kids I've ever seen in my life. Now, there's been other groups over the years, New Edition, et cetera, but the Jackson 5, the way they moved and everything, it was unbelievable. It was truly gifted talent.
So recently, Blac Chyna had a sex tape that got leaked out.
Yes.
Did you see it?
No, I heard it was boring as hell. I heard it was boring. She said she didn't leak it, but I always try not to talk bad about our Afro-American women, but when you put yourself in dumbass situations the way this woman does, it's fucking irritating, and she just really wants to be in the spotlight. But if she was truly smart, because she thinks she's smart, but she's really not fucking smart. If you're really smart, you would have changed your life, became a decent woman, been good to Rob Kardashian, got the Kardashian's name, last name, did everything, and whatever little change you making now, she would have been making millions more. She didn't play that hand right.
Right, because, well, I saw the tape.
Okay, what do you think?
And, I mean, she was just giving head.
Okay, was she good though? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Maybe a 4.
Oh, she's horrible then. If you Blac Chyna, you expect a fucking 15. Yeah, you expect a 15. Easy.
Yeah. But clearly, she knows, like someone's holding the phone. Like,
okay.
You know, someone's holding the camera phone.
Right.
While she's doing this, so she knows this is happening.
Okay.
It's not like it's one of those things where there's a hidden camera in the corner of the room and she can't see it.
Right.
And, you know, it's a stationary camera. No, this camera's moving. The guy, you know, who I guess is her ex-boyfriend, is obviously holding it and recording it, and she's allowing it to happen. And well, number one, nobody should do this, but especially if you're a Blac Chyna, like, why would you allow this unless you're planning it out?
Right. I totally agree. You know damn well someone take a video of you giving head that eventually is going to get out. But I fault the dude and her. The dude, if he got head before, should have gave a direction like, nah, bitch, if you don't slob on this a little bit more, you're not going to get a lot of likes. You need a lot of slobber. You need to lick some balls and get underneath this motherfucker so that you can really be the face of what bitches should be doing for the rest of their career on how to give head. Now, hoes will see this video and say, well, this is what Blac Chyna did, and a lot of hoes gonna lose their motherfucking man because they didn't do it properly.
Yeah, man. And you know, she got 2 kids.
Yeah, and see, this is what these people don't think about. Their children. Like, even though the crazy things I used to do before my children was born, in my life today, every move I make, I think about the effect that it would have on my children. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. How will my children react to this, or how they would feel? And I guess some people don't care.
Some people don't care.
Some people don't care. I'm like, who raised you?
Who raised you? Exactly. So, since our last interview, I did an interview, or I released an interview.
Yes.
With Ayanna Jackson.
Okay.
Who was the woman who got Tupac locked up for sexual assault.
Right.
You heard about this?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw the article that you put out.
Did you actually watch the interview or no?
I watched the interview.
Okay. What'd you think?
Well, here's the thing about let's go with the whole realm of sexual assault and sexual harassment. We are at a time in our lives where I have never seen a situation where women have jumped on the bandwagon for just a little bit of 15-minute of fame, attention, or whatsoever. And whether she came out for her own personal reason or she wanted to get on the bandwagon of this as well, it just didn't make no sense to me. Like, normally Afro-American women don't do this type of thing. If girls know they was hoes, Afro-American women know they was hoes back in the day, they take it on the chin and keep it moving because they don't want their new boyfriends or their husbands to know they was in situations like that. Most white guys, when they date a white actress that's famous and they'll say, oh, Weinstein forced himself on me and I had to suck his dick and swallow, but we got 2 Oscars up there. These women come and is gonna sue and join the bandwagon. Now, I'm not saying that the women are wrong. I'm saying, baby, please, after 30 years, let a man go if he changes his life. Because most of these women who make these claims, could you imagine if someone kept something over your head all your life for 30-something years? And most of these women are not that innocent. If you go back 20, 30 years, I'm quite sure you can find something that they did to someone. And to have this over your head all the way up to this point when you have gotten your life together, when you have made your mistakes in life, and here you are, you became this complete, perfect guy, so to speak, someone hits you with some bullshit that happened in 1975 or 76. It's happened to senators, to actors. Now, here's the crazy thing, with no due process, no one's going to trial. Russell Simmons, no, like, to me, if someone said this about me, I'm like, we're going to trial. But they doing it to most nice guys. Now, I'm really a street dude. You let somebody say, TK Kirkland touched my pussy in 1979, I bet you the bitch come up missing. I bet you $1 million you won't find her. They be like, yo, we supposed to have a case. We can't find the victim. Because I ain't playing that shit. Not from the 70s. Hell no. So with the young lady, it's good that she got a story out, but the 30-something fucking years too late. 20-something years too late. And that's all I'm saying. Like, Tupac is dead. What is the purpose of even coming out discussing this? Is it a check? Did you fall asleep in the middle of the night and somebody came? What?
Well, I mean, full disclosure, I didn't pay her for the interview, number one.
Right.
She came in and did it for free. And also, I held on to this interview about 7 months. It was actually done right after the Tupac movie. We put it out recently just because we felt now was a better time.
It was the right time. Yeah, as a boss.
Put it out.
Yeah, it was the right time.
And I mean, you know what's interesting is that this is actually the first time that a female accuser has accused a man of, sexual assault or so forth. And you got to see her cross-examined and questioned, and a lot of people got to see there was certain inconsistencies in her story.
Right.
And I think this is going to set a precedent to future accusations where a person's not just going to say, oh yeah, he definitely did it because she's a victim. They're going to say, well, what about the Tupac girl? Remember her interview? Let's look at this a little bit more carefully.
Yes. And I like that. I'm glad that you put something out there like that, Vlad, because it's people today in prison that are innocent. Do you understand? I remember in Atlanta, Georgia, I dated a waitress at one of the comedy clubs. Had sex with her. The next morning, had some running around to do, came back, picked her up, dropped her off to see her sister. Saw each other the next night, but I was with another girl. We sitting at the show, the girl's rubbing my shoulders, the girl, she walks past me. I'm not being disrespectful. I say hello, because it wasn't like we was in love with each other. We're not married. I'm a gentleman. I'm a player. I leave town, Vlad. The owner calls me and says, TK, you got to get back here. This young lady said you raped her. Now I fly back. I talked to the detective. Had nothing to hide. Told him everything happened. Gave him exact times of things went down. And what people don't know, I pressed charges against this woman for lying. Because what people need to know in the state of Georgia, if you get convicted on rape, it's 25 years to life. Damn. That's insane. So I had this person convicted and sent to prison because she lied on me.
Oh, she actually went to prison?
Oh, she went to jail.
For how long?
She got 2 years.
Oh, shit. And how did they prove that she was lying?
Because they recorded her. And pretty much like in the room of 48 hours, the way they hit her with it, she broke down and confessed.
Aha.
And they wanted to know if I wanted to press charges. Hell motherfucking year.
This is the first time I have ever heard of a woman accusing a man of rape and actually getting 2 years for life.
Yeah, she got 2 years, yo. They don't play in Georgia.
Right, because remember there was the whole Nelly situation where the girl accused him and then ended up dropping the charges, but nothing happened to her.
Right, but then somebody else came, because Nelly probably didn't press it all the way. See, you got to press it all the way. I didn't give a fuck. You understand? Like, my livelihood was at stake, and you know what went down. Everybody knows I'm not even that type of man. But it's moments like that that can change a person's life and fuck you up.
Yep.
That's why I'm to myself, I'm a loner. From men to women, I don't want to be around no motherfucking body because it's other people that fuck up your life.
Yeah.
It's really other people. Here's the thing about talking about Black Panther. when you sit there and you watch the movie, and it makes you aware of your history. You know, you think about how we was kings. You think about how society, how the white society made you study their history their whole life, right? You know what I thought about when I watched Black Panther? It made me realize, what motherfucker was the hater that overthrown his own people for whatever? Because whether you got BMF or the Capones or your local street hustler or even Gotti, who his right-hand man snitched on him, somebody was a hater that overthrown their own people. And this is what I mean by the levels of hate. It goes from there, even down to the music industry, how certain artists don't get paid. People steal their publishing. Nobody truly wants to be a leader and make sure that people eat and do the right thing and make sure that they will. So when I think about overthrown governments and the reason why Afro-Americans can't get ahead, and it's just not Afro-Americans, whites too, how that person close to you can fuck up your life and you can lose everything. And it's a million stories like this.
Yeah. Well, just the other day, I was talking to Godfrey.
Yes.
And we were talking, and his family's Nigerian.
Yes.
Right. His dad's an immigrant.
Yes.
He was born here. And I was saying how I was discussing something with someone at one point. We were talking about the poorest countries, and I said, well, let me just look up who what the poorest countries are in the world. The 10 poorest countries in the world are all African countries.
Wow.
Hold on, and I'll even tell you what they are, just
Okay.
so it doesn't sound like I'm just making shit up. The poorest country in the world is the Central African Republic, where the average yearly salary of a person is $656.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
And then it's Congo, Burundi, Liberia, Niger, Malawi, Mozambique, Madagascar, all African countries. And I couldn't believe it. I said, man, this is fucking sad.
Yes.
And when I was talking to Godfrey about it, he goes,
That's crazy, but we gotta check India. Fuck that. We gotta check India shit. I think they came out with that list because Black Panther came out. So you never know, because white people know how to time shit. Guess what? The top 10 poor African countries right after Black Panther. You know what I mean? They're good for shitting on, like trying to shut shit down. So I'm gonna check on that. For a white guy to tell me that there's 10 poor African countries, I gotta check that shit. I don't trust your shit. Because you'll be like this, hey, Godfrey, not trying to be an asshole, but Black Panther's doing great. But I want to tell you about the poorest countries in the world. Africa.
The list did not come out recently. It was an older list.
What'd you say?
The list itself was an older list. It's
Oh,
not
was
like
it
the
an
list
older
just
list?
came. Yeah, it was an older list.
But they definitely brought it back.
No. They
No,
didn't
they
bring
didn't.
it back. It was just a conversation I had with someone, and I just decided to look it up.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is all me. You can put the blame on me.
I thought it was just some old white guy shit. Let me check on Africa.
It's sad, man, where you think like, okay, I thought maybe 2 or 3 of them might be African.
Right.
But all 10?
Yes, it's sad.
I mean,
they have everything. It's one of the richest lands in the world, as far as minerals, diamonds, etc. It's just that greed is really one of the most dangerous things in the world, and it's nothing you could do about. I mean, it's something you could do about it. You could change yourself each day, one day at a time. But I live by giving and helping people and wanting to do the right thing. I'll never have the billions of dollars that those people have in Africa because, man, they could really be some of the wealthiest countries in the world.
Yeah.
The wealthiest. But they are into destroying their own. And what I sometimes when I sit alone by myself, I wonder, what are people thinking about? Like, why would they want to bring harm to their own people? I just don't get it. I'll never get it.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll never get it.
Do you know about Tekashi 6ix9ine?
No.
This is the rapper kid with the rainbow hair.
Oh, yeah. New kid. I've been seeing him here and there. I saw about the fight he had at the airport and all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. So Tekashi is, from Brooklyn. He's affiliated with the Bloods.
Right.
And he went on a bunch of videos saying that he can't be touched. People need, they can come test his gangster. He doesn't have to check in with anybody and so forth. And over the last month or so, when he goes to his various places, people have been trying to touch him.
Right.
There was I think in Missouri, there was a fight where gunshots went off. There's the fight, that you mentioned at the LAX airport.
Right.
What's your take on this type of approach?
Let me tell you, we're talking about a topic that I know pretty much a lot of people in gangs, Vlad. I'm going to pass on this, and I'm going to tell you why. We are dealing with a mindset that's unique and different than the rest of the world, that if you say the wrong thing, it can lead to really death to so many different people, because we're not talking about intelligence here. We're not talking about common sense. One wrong thing, the way that world moves, can be very, very detrimental. So I wish the kid a lot of luck. I wish all the gangs a lot of luck, and they do what they do. But because I know everybody and I know how they think, and that's why I keep my distance from a lot of things, I want to pass on it just in case I say the wrong thing, and then I have to go become a different person that I don't want to be, that I've buried about 20-something years ago. I'm a triple OG now, Vlad.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, because there was also the Cardi B incident.
Yes.
Where
yes.
She was wearing a blue fur and she called it flu instead
yes.
of blue.
Right.
People took offense and so forth.
Yes. And you see the mindset I'm talking about? Like, nobody has, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to have no sit down, try to explain myself. I'm not trying to live like that.
Well, what do you think, just taking a step back from these particular situations, what do you think about the concept of checking in? Like, when someone says, well, if you come to my city, you got to check in first.
Well, at the first, you're a man, so you roll how that would, but I think that if you're saying that you're in one of these particular things, whatever their understanding or agreement is, that's on them. That's how come we're at a point in our lives, does this really make any sense? And that's why, again, if I'm act like I'm on trial, I'm going to plead the fifth, so I don't say nothing wrong again, because if I say what I really want to say, I know what it can lead to. And who wants to live like that when in today's world, the way everybody's thinking, they're sensitive, they're emotional, and your words can be interpreted so wrong.
Yep, I agree. So we had Bow Wow on the show recently.
Uh-huh.
And he said something interesting. He said that,
I mean, if you're gonna cheat on your girl anyway for a stripper, I mean, nigga, that's what you like, nigga. Like, how you gonna, a lot of motherfucking men are in denial with themselves. Like, nigga, stop it, bruh. Like, cut all that. No, you're not, nigga. It's gonna be that one night we off that Ciroc, and she gonna be on it, nigga, and your girl ain't here, and you gonna knock it down. Straight like that. Stop playing with yourself. I'm a realist. See, like, people wanna know my secret to how I'm able to throw the kind of parties I throw, and how I'm able to have the kind of women around me because I'm just real like that.
Let me tell you how I feel about just men in marriage and dating. One, you got to know who you are. What I mean by know who you are, if you know you're a player trying to be something else, then that's not going to work. If you're a player, be a player. If you're going to be a married man, be a married man. And that's what I mean. Know who you are. When you know who you are, you don't lead the other woman on to the point that you run this fake facade that you this beautiful married man, and then later on you see the girl finds text messages, different pictures from different women, because you had this side chick all along, and because it's detrimental to families, Vlad. It's a domino effect. When the woman leaves the man, the kids are affected regardless of what you want to see. And I always use this from time to time in my example in movies, from Power. When you watch Power, what people don't see is what Ghost did to his family because of some pussy. He fucked this girl over some pussy. He lost his daughter behind it. His son fucked around and was starting to steal to the point that he wants to leave. He was the reason why his sister got murdered. It brought the hoe out of Tasha. Tasha probably was already an undercover hoe, but she was trying to do the right thing. Her whole life she changed, but because he started acting up, she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back being a hoe again. And it's nothing but fucking confusion in that world. And I want people to see that and understand it, that if you're gonna commit to a woman, commit. If you're gonna be in the crime, you can't be in a relationship. You can't even have kids. You gotta be able to focus on the money. You can't focus on pussy, side chick, marriage, and children.
Well, around the time I did the interview, there was a video that was floating around which had a man actually proposing to a stripper on stage.
Whoa.
You know, he actually got on one knee with everyone cheering him on, and he gave her the ring, and she went right back to stripping.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I'm dead ass.
And now I think you would feel the same way. Now, if you went to a strip club to give a woman a ring, ain't you gonna take her out? Like, we leaving now. Because the purpose of me getting engaged, baby, is that you don't have to do this anymore. I got you. Men like us don't even want other men to look at our women that way. But in today's generation, you know what I've seen? I've seen young boys drive their girl to the strip club. I've seen young boys be outside in the girl's car at 3, 4 in the morning, picking her up while she's in the strip club busting her ass. I actually seen this fucked up concept that I'm like, again, who raised these motherfuckers? Like, are you fucking kidding me that you are outside literally waiting? And then you know what I seen recently? The girls in strip clubs don't even know how gifted they are. I'm gonna tell you a true story. I'm in Magic City in Atlanta, Georgia. I saw 2 females fly from one bar to another, hang upside down. I wanted to stop the music and say, bitch, you should be representing your country. You need to be in the fucking Olympics. But you in the strip club getting these ones? Don't you know you can win a gold medal and we could probably get you a commercial? Like I've never seen, they're hanging upside down. They got one leg wrapped around the pole, hanging upside down and slide down slowly. This is athleticism to the next power. I've never seen such gifted people in my fucking life. They're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Vlad, let me tell you something. It's truly about who really raised you. Because when you sit and think about the things that we're talking about and the mindsets and the way people move through this world, some things are just uncomprehendable.
Well, do you ever think that there is a situation where a man could marry a stripper and it could work out?
The man would have to truly be a weak man, I believe. Meaning, men who do that pretty much think that they could be pimps or a player. I'm a pimp. I got my bitch bringing me home the money. You know, I'm a pimp. But in actuality, that's a weak man. That's a man who's allowing his woman to bring home money to give to you, or you have lowered your value as a man because some women are so fine that sometimes I do think it can have an effect on you, that you will allow her to do whatever, because I've seen women myself that so fine, I wanted to give them the world for 30 seconds. And then I fucking snap out of it. 30 seconds, a bitch got me, Vlad. 30 seconds, I'm like, oh, I want to do this for this bitch. Do this. Oh my God, this bitch is fine. And then I realized, hey, this hoe ain't got nothing going for herself. What the fuck was I thinking? And I snap right out of it and go put my tea to the motherfucking cape on and then fly off. Shit, got me fucked up out here.
Yeah,
but I'm human.
In my younger days, I was definitely, I had gotten caught up with females.
Yeah, see, you're honest here.
As I got more money, I got more fame. It's interesting how the roles start to reverse, because then women start to kind of chase after you instead of you chasing after
right.
women. And this is what I always tell men, like, okay, listen, if this is what you're doing, you need to work on yourself, because all you got to really do is chase after money.
Yeah.
Because once you get the money, the women are the side effect of it.
That's so
you
true.
You don't have to chase after women anymore.
Right. And that's why I've told you my book, Gangsta Conversation, is going to talk about the same exact thing. And what I mean by that is you have to qualify, right? In order to get a nice car, guess what? You have to qualify. To get a house, you have to qualify. Well, the same thing with a female. When you meet a girl, your money should be right, that you can pick the type of woman you really want to be with you. Or if you meet a girl that you like and she doesn't have the kind of money that you want, you can make her an asset because she's such a genuine, nice person. You can really change this woman's life. Because I also remember when I was young, I used to fly bitches. I used to think that was the shit, Vlad. Fly bitches, like, come on, I'm gonna fly you out of town. And I realized, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I flying a woman there when there's gonna be bitches there when I get there? What the fuck was I thinking? Then, as I've gotten older as a man, the type of women that I met who are successful, they fly themselves there, Vlad. They'll tell you in a minute, oh, I don't need you to buy my ticket. I'll buy my own ticket. But as a gentleman, I'll say, okay, you pay your ticket. I'll take care of everything else, hotel, food, etc. Basically, you handle local shit, I handle state and federal. That's how we move around here.
Have you ever dealt with Jay Prince before?
I met Jay, believe it or not, the album that I got ready to come out this year in October, in the 90s, I had presented a concept to Jay Prince as well. He was a big fan. The deal didn't work out, but yeah, I met him a couple times. I used to, matter of fact, I used to date one of his cousins.
Okay. James Prince is an interesting character. I just interviewed Willie D.
Okay.
From Ghetto Boys, and I asked him flat out. I said, why are so many people scared of James Prince?
I don't really know where it is, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Like he's a real dude. As far as like, the thing is, I know he got a new book coming out called I think it's called The Science and The Science of Respect or something like that.
The Science of Respect.
Something along those lines.
Okay.
But respect is a big thing in Texas. Like respect me. Respect my mind. Respect me as a person. I'm gonna respect you. And if you don't give that respect, then it's important that you learn the next time to give that respect.
Before this happened, Jay Prince's son, Jazz Prince, had discovered Drake.
Right.
And brought him to Cash Money, and then Drake became a phenomenon and so forth. And I guess Jazz Prince never got paid.
Right.
For Drake. And they've been going back and forth in court recently. But recently, Jay Prince, let me get this quote right, just so I don't.
I read it too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So James Prince said, "I've never been a man to use the word family loosely because I believe life and death is in the power of the tongue. I also walk in great respect for the universal laws, one being cause and effect, simply meaning you reap what you sow. With that being said, I say this to the man they call Birdman, don't forget you have children, and I know you wouldn't want them to reap the seeds you have sown by doing bad business."
There's so many levels to that.
Yeah.
I know Baby very well. And if anybody knows Baby very well and done business, I think I'm probably the only one that ever got paid with them. And the only reason why I got paid with them because I was my own independent boss. I don't think Baby cares about those type of threats. If he did, a lot of people would be paid by now. I just think he has a business of not paying people, and he'll drag you out maybe 5-7 years to see if you still stick around. And if not, he'll probably settle. Now, there's a flip side to that coin. Also, I believe that if Jay Prince's son is due something because of Drake, as a boss, Drake should pay Jay Prince's son and say, hey, you gave me my break. Let me take care of you. I'm giving you an example. Years ago, I was going to have somebody knocked off. I'll tell you a story. I could be very honest with you. I paid these people out of New Orleans the money to handle it. Met they was in the parking lot. The dudes never showed up. The guy that introduced me to the people reimbursed me the money because he had introduced me to the people at that time. That's where I got that philosophy from. Meaning, whoever brought you to the party, if the deal is good or goes bad, you got to be accountable for that person or you don't deal with them. I truly feel that because Drake was introduced to them, because it could have went either way. It could have been a fucked up deal as well. It could have went south and there would be no Drake. And that kid will feel responsible. Oh, I'm sorry, it didn't work out, et cetera, because we put up this money and let me slide you a few thousand. I truly feel if Drake really loved the kid, go and give him the money until baby pays you, or say, fuck baby, I'm gonna take care of you and keep it moving. Because this, if I'm not mistaken, this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
This has been going on a long time.
Yeah, for a while, for years.
Baby ain't paying nobody. I think Baby is just the man that he is, but he's also clever. And let me explain to you what I mean. He lost the house in Florida, not because he don't have the money. To me, he did that for a business move that he don't have to pay big money that he can use in court and say he doesn't have anything. That's why he lost the 12, or he made it seem like he lost the 12 million. I guarantee you, because I really feel with Drake, all the artists that he has, Baby's sitting over 100-something million. Easily.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think Baby uses street rules in business. And, the little dabbling that I did in the drug game, I jumped in and jumped right out.
Right.
What I realized very quickly is that in that game, you don't pay anybody unless you have to.
Right. Well, see, I'm different. I get it, but I pay everybody.
Right. But in that grimy,
yes,
finessing drug game where everyone's kind of trying to get over on each other, this is why you have these crews of murderers around you because, okay, well, I got to pay them or else they're going to kill me.
Right,
so let me pay them because they can't go to the police, right? Because we're doing illegal shit.
Right.
And I think Baby kind of took that mentality into the business world because I know so many stories about this where he'll owe these producers a bunch of money and he won't pay them, and then they'll get down to the court case is about to start and he'll walk in with a bag of money, which is half of what he actually owes, and say, here you go. And then the person will be like, all right, fuck it. Well, let me just not risk it and take this half.
Yep.
And sign these papers and just keep it moving. And yeah, I mean,
everybody has their thing. I'm at a point in my life I want to do the right thing. Now everybody else thinks differently. That's the way they move. I want to do the right thing.
Yeah, and you can't take away what Baby has done in terms of the music business, the number of artists he's broken, the number of albums he's sold, but ultimately, I think he's in a situation right now where most people don't really want to do business with Baby anymore.
I totally agree. Well, they should have learned that. They should have learned that after Juvenile left. God damn. Juvie was in the prime of his fucking career.
Yeah.
I was there when they did that deal. I was on that whole tour.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen the whole thing. I remember, let me tell you, Baby, and regardless of his business side, he's still a friend of mine. I remember we did the House of Blues. This is when Back That Ass Up. I'm standing, waiting for them to come. They was calling me, telling me they was coming. That day, I saw Baby buy 4 Bentleys. We was all in the store together. Now, to me, he didn't respect the money. I thought the motherfucker was gonna buy me a Bentley. I swear to God. Because he was buying it, and I was talking to my homie. I said, nigga, we might be getting a motherfucking Bentley. I swear to God, I said, we about to get a fucking Bentley. But great dude. With me, never had any problems. When I did baller blocking, he came in my dressing room with a case full of money and said to me, TK, how much do I owe you for this movie? I said, the whole motherfucking suitcase. He said, get the fuck out of here. He gave me like $15,000 to do the movie baller blocking. But far as with me, I always got my money. Far as with me, I went on tour with the Cash Money Millionaires. Far as with me, He gave me an opportunity to do baller blocking, and to this day, people still walk up to me from the streets of New Orleans, around the world, because I played the cop in baller blocking, and it was a great opportunity. As far as what he's done to other people, I feel sorry that either you wasn't smart enough or smart enough to handle your business the way I handle my business, but I am who I am, and people know who I am, but I got my money and all that. But to Baby, to anybody else, I salute you and keep doing your thing. Shit.
Well, you have a history with Suge Knight.
Yes.
You were, you dealt with Death Row a lot. You dealt with Suge a lot.
Yes.
We talked about this in previous interviews. Just recently, his fiance got sentenced to 3 years.
Yes, I saw that.
In jail for a probation violation that was tied to Suge. So
Yes.
apparently, she was the one who sold the Tams parking lot video to TMZ.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's what happened initially, which she was not allowed to do. There's a court order against this.
Right.
This was not supposed to be in the public. She got caught doing that. She was put on probation. She had to, I think, pay back the $50,000, that she made off of it to the restaurant. And then she was put on probation for doing that. She went and violated that probation by trying to set up phone calls with Suge, and this documentary that BET did, and she got caught, and now she got sentenced to 3 years.
I saw that. All I said was, I'm gonna tell you what I said. And Suge used to be my bodyguard, me and the DOC. And I've known Suge since I was a baby. Suge is really one of the most gifted talkers in the fucking world, because he convinced them attorneys to do shit for him that got locked up. He convinced you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, the attorneys got locked up trying to bribe one of the witnesses to say that they saw a gun.
Do you understand what kind of power you have to get a fucking attorney to do that? The power of speech. I think Suge is a hypnotist. I think that he can look at you and hypnotize your ass, and you just do certain things. Like, it's just unbelievable what this man can accomplish. Like, unreal. And I love Suge regardless of what he's done. He's done some things, and if he's innocent, I hope he gets off. If he's guilty, then I truly wish him the best, because, like I said, I've known him since he was a kid, since he was bodyguarding for me in the DOC on the Straight Outta Compton tour. Matter of fact, I've known him since 1988. It's a long time. 85, 86, I've known him since then.
Yeah, 88, 98, that's like 30 years.
Yeah, I've known him a long time. And matter of fact, before he got arrested, he was calling me a couple times. It was a little uncomfortable. He was calling to say hello and all that kind of stuff, because I didn't know what the fuck was up. But he called to say hello. But we had our run-ins. We respect one another, and that's all we could do. But he's in a tight situation. He's in a real tight situation.
Yeah, and when you talk about he's convincing these people to do stuff, he's doing this while he's still in prison.
That's unfucking real to me. There's some people in the world, truly, that have that gift. They can do certain things. I mean, we're not talking about just anybody. We're talking about attorneys now. You convince an attorney. Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out to Suge.
Shout out to Suge, for real.
I've been around him a couple of times, and I've chosen not to talk to him just because of everything that I've heard, his reputation. I felt that nothing good is going to come from this conversation.
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, I mean, his trial, I guess, is delayed once again, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, how long did they delay it to this time? Because it was supposed to start this month.
Yeah, it was supposed to start this month. I
Yeah.
have it on my calendar. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'm not even sure whose lawyer is anymore. Like, I'm really not sure.
It's interesting. Even when he's behind bars, it's still interesting.
It's still interesting.
Yes, it is.
He's still in the news, even behind bars.
Yes, sir. He still is.
So, Kim Kardashian went on social media the other day. And I guess she has this new workout subscription model where you pay either $3 a month or $25 a year. And the new episode she has is My 7 Steps to a Toned Butt. The exact moves I do in the gym.
Right. But her butt is fake, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, her butt is fake. Ew. What do you think about fake asses?
What do I think about it? I'm not a fan of fake asses.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Have I experienced a few fake asses along the way that I enjoyed somewhat? Yeah.
Okay.
I can't lie.
All right. At least you're honest. I think I would kick a bitch out my bed if she had a fake ass. I was over at Dude's house the other day. He was hiding one of them sex dolls from a motherfucker. I was like, yo, somebody got a sex doll. The box was downstairs. I walk in the house. The motherfucker's hiding the sex doll. You can see her hair and the toes underneath the curtain. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? He said, that's a friend. I was like, nah, nigga, that's a fucking sex doll. Don't tell nobody, yo. Don't tell nobody. He hiding the sex doll behind the curtain like I don't see the fucking sex doll.
Hey, man, they may come out with some bad sex dolls where women might have to really be worried for a second.
That's true, but man, when you hiding the sex doll, is some crazy shit.
Well, I mean, with the fake asses, I mean, they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere.
No, they're not.
It's not a passing fad.
No, it's not.
Women, you know, and when you think about it, I think who did I interview? Lil Duval back in the day, where he said,
I'd rather see a fake ass than a flat ass. And that's real.
that is real right there. I think I might have to agree with you on that. I think I'd rather see a fake ass than a flat ass.
Like, who wants a bad built, like, think about it. Even, like, it's just crazy now because it's new. But at one time, bitches used to trip off girls having fake titties. Now it's normal.
Yeah, I'm right. That's true. You're not gonna fuck with no flat ass for real, especially it's flat. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one.
Yeah. So I just think it's kind of interesting that Kim Kardashian is doing it because it's established that her ass ain't real.
Yes, and it goes to show you, people don't care. And I guarantee she'll make about $100 million off that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Kanye seems to like it, so.
And girls already, when girls look at women on Instagram and magazines, and they do these things, these girls really think they can become that person. When all you really have to do to get your ass right is to walk up some motherfucking stairs every day.
Right.
Eat right.
Well, that's the problem about plastic surgery, right? And the thing about plastic surgery is it works so well the first time.
Instantly.
Like I'll give you an example. Full disclosure, right? I've never liked the fact that I had a hairy back.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I'm Russian. This is my dad got a hairy back. My grandpa had a hairy back.
Right.
It just annoyed me, and whenever I'd have to shave it, I'd have to have a girl shave it for me and so forth. It got annoying to me. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to go get some laser hair removal.
Right.
Came in, 10 minutes later, with no pain, suddenly, I don't have to shave my back anymore.
Wow.
It was that easy.
It was that easy.
And it worked so well.
Right.
And, you know, and for me, I'm pretty much done. I mean, you know, I've never had any actual surgery.
Okay. All right, so you ain't got your cheekbones and shit done, Vlad, do you? Yeah. Okay, all right. Just making sure you're straight.
I'm done. But
okay.
I got to experience how easy it was to have something different change about your body very quickly, very cheaply. And I could just imagine if I was a woman and I got my ass done, and I've seen it over and over again. I've seen these girls who, they just get one little procedure.
Right.
And then it just starts a domino effect.
Yes.
Where after a couple of years, man, you don't even recognize them anymore.
Yeah, it could change you. It could definitely change you. The only person I wish that would understood that was my baby little Kim. Lil' Kim was such a beautiful Brooklyn girl.
Yeah.
And to me, she just overdid it, and I still love her, but I really wish somebody would have stopped a long time because she was really a beautiful, beautiful Lil' Kim back in the day. She really was.
Yeah, and honestly, when you look at Nicki Minaj, she will look like Lil' Kim when she's as old as Lil' Kim.
Absolutely. You better believe it. You better believe it. And see, and we know, we older, we know where this goes.
Right, because I think Lil Duval even said like the reason why you haven't seen Lil' Kim the reason why you haven't seen Nicki Minaj on social media in the past month is she's probably healing up from her latest round of surgeries.
Possible, you're right. Wow, I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
What do you think about the Meek Mill situation?
Well, the Meek Mill situation, again, we're dealing with people who don't understand the system. And let me explain to you what the system. I've been on probation when I was a youngster. If you took all the cases that I did around the country, from 20 years old to 42, 5 years here, 5 years there, that's what they gave out now. Before, it was 2 years, 3 years. Now, it's 5-year probation where they're hoping that you fuck up, right? What the system tells people is that if you get in any fucking trouble, we're violating you. Now, sometimes when you're a celebrity, you get these extra perks. You get a chance, then you get another chance. Then you get another chance. Then you get another chance, and sometimes another chance. Until they get tired of your ass. And they put you away. Whether it's for stealing a Snickers bar or jaywalking, whatever you might think it might be small. And they also want to send an example to people who are following that you're not bigger than the law. They will get you. And forget white privilege, forget they do this shit to white people. Worry about your own. If you get in trouble and they gave you a chance, they locking your ass up. And that's my opinion on that. I wish him well. Hopefully it gets out and sell more records. But I want men to understand that when you're on probation, follow the fucking rules to the T and try to stay off your probation officer's radar. Because once you're on the radar, they know who you are. They watching you move. You get on, you come in once a month, do what the fuck you got to do, and you keep it moving.
Right, because what they violated him for was, drag racing a motorcycle. I guess there was a fight that he seemed like he broke it up.
Yes, it's small shit, but that's when they get you on the small stuff. They never get you on the big shit.
Do you think that he could have avoided that?
Hell yeah. When you have a crew with you and they eating, you want somebody in your crew to say, yo, we ain't doing that. Straight to the hotel, straight to the thing, and we out of here. You fucking up your livelihood.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few friends that were on probation that, I knew them when they first got out.
Yes.
And they did their probation, and a lot of times it's because of the people around you.
There you go again. That's why I say you gotta be by yourself. And what people need to know, probation is a setup, yo. They will set your ass up if you don't want to do the right thing. Isn't Kodak Black still locked up?
Kodak Black, I was just going to mention that. He was on probation, and he was live streaming, and they saw on the live stream that he was smoking weed around his, young son.
Right.
And there was a gun, I guess, that was visible in the video as
Right.
well. His haters or whoever ended up calling the police on him, and the police showed up literally while he was live streaming, and he's
That means
still
they
in
was
jail right
watching
now.
him. They was watching him already. And it goes to tell you, they say all the time, you kids stop videotaping yourselves because you setting yourself up right into an indictment. You on fucking probation. They watching you. Here's the thing, they got it on tape. So how the fuck you gonna beat it?
Right. Yeah, I don't live stream. Every so often, if I'm in a small controlled environment, I might go live.
Video and live stream only helps the police beat a case. It don't help the criminal. If you're a cop you can have video of shooting the person. It's a 99% chance they're gonna find you not guilty. But if you're the criminal and you got a video and it's streaming, it's a 99.9% chance you getting locked the fuck up.
Yeah, and this is what I tell people is that you don't have to broadcast your whole fucking life.
You don't, my
to the
man.
world. You really don't. I mean, like, look at Kylie Jenner, man. She went and had a baby and didn't nobody know about it.
Yep, I like that about her. She got a little G in her. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, even her closest friends, like, no one said nothing. Everyone assumed, and they were right, but no one said nothing. There was no video. There was no nothing. She laid low. She had her baby, with Travis Scott, and that's that. I dig it.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I dig it.
Yeah, I respect her for that.
I mean, I really don't like the idea of people using their children as publicity engines.
They think it's a new thing, but it's not. They think it's new.
I don't dig it, man.
I don't dig it either.
DJ Khaled is doing, like, listen, people may feel some type of way about these statements, but DJ Khaled's son is not signing up for this.
Right.
He's what, 1 year old or something like that?
Right.
Like, he's not giving his son a chance to live a life that he may not want to live.
Right, it's true.
He may want to just, like me, I keep myself behind the camera. I like having my own personal life.
That's right.
I like to be able to go to the grocery store and whatever else and not have everyone follow me with cameras.
Right.
Because trust me, if I was on camera every day in all my videos,
yes,
I would not be able to go anywhere. A million people a day watch my videos.
That's
1
right.
million.
Yep.
People still approach me, but I'm still able to kind of move around the way I like to.
Yes.
You're not giving these kids a chance to have that.
I agree 100%. And the kids and people today are cruel. You put your kid on there and somebody say something that you don't like, now all of a sudden you're upset, you want to go hurt somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, and the child will have to deal with that as well. They'll have to read those comments.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, man. So I had D-Ray Davis on the show recently. And I've known D-Ray forever.
Yes.
Good dude.
Mm-hmm, good dude.
And we talked about, he talked about a situation where he lost his virginity at 11 years old to two, how he put it, two ugly, horrible looking 30-year-old.
Okay.
I've had older women who thought I wasn't being parented correctly, slightly try to take advantage of me, and not slightly, have taken advantage of me.
You lost your virginity to two 30-year-olds?
Yeah.
The same time?
Yeah, two ugly, horrible looking women.
And you were?
What was I?
You were how old?
11.
11.
Going to 12. I had no hair on me.
Right.
I remember not having, and it was disgusting. And to this day, it's difficult for women to get me to go down. It's difficult. The girls that have had it, you're welcome. But it's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to go down, man, because I remember what it was like down there. It was like a scary jungle. It was a terrible place to be. It was a terrible place to be, and they were like taking turns. I was just happy to be up, and it made my Kool-Aid taste different for a long time.
The same way you're laughing, I actually laughed in the video, and everyone came down on me like, "Yo, how could you? This is rape. How could you laugh at that?" But I'm like, this is a comedian. Like, he's making a joke.
Right.
Out of this situation. Like, this is essentially he's doing a stand-up in front of me.
Right.
But it brings up sort of this interesting kind of situation, because recently I interviewed Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay.
The rapper.
Yes.
And he talked about how at 14 he was having sex with his teacher at school.
7th grade came, I was still older, you know what I'm saying? And
you weren't that old.
No, I wasn't that old, but the teachers were young. The teachers were young.
I mean, if you were 18 in the 12th grade, you technically should have been in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
So you were 14.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So you had oral sex from your teacher.
Oh, man.
At 14 years old.
No, it wasn't oral. It was
full-blown sex.
Yeah.
You were smashing the teacher.
Yeah. She was 21, though, so.
That's still statutory rape.
I was in love, so.
Wow.
He said he was in love and everything.
Hey, I can believe it.
When you when you look at these situations with these young boys, 11, 14 years old, you kind of think like, oh yeah, they're the man for, every kid in high school had a teacher they wanted to fuck.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it.
So as a man, you say, yeah, right on. But if you turn around and tell that same story and it's a 14-year-old girl having sex with her teacher, then it becomes a real serious problem.
It damn sure does.
Why do you think you have this whole double standard?
It's a double standard, and that's just how life is. It's just the way life is. If you praise your son for if he's 14 and having sex with an older woman, some people might get mad, but if you real G, you like, yeah, that's it. I'd rather for my son to date an older woman than try to date an older man. Let's put it like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now with a female, we find that to be so harsh and disrespectful, but this is the way we're raised. Just like if you have two kids in the house and mother, father, you'll tell your daughter to be celibate, wait to get married before you have sex, but in another room, you telling your son, fuck everybody, date everyone, don't settle down, etc., etc. Am I right or wrong? It's just the way it is. It's just the way. In one room is saying something, and then if they both together, you take the fifth.
Right, and you have both sons and daughters, right?
Yes, I do. Yep, I sure do.
So you actually do this?
I absolutely do this. But you know what's so great about my youngest daughter? My youngest daughter gets it. She understands life. And what I'm trying to teach my children now is that you find somebody good, but in actuality, just date, have a good time, maybe have a baby one day. And if you don't want to be with that person, move on. And here's what I think. Because other people can fuck up your life so bad that sometimes it takes a lifetime to get back on your square. And that's the thing that's scary about giving someone your life. That you're laying in bed, you're thinking one way, right? Positive and happy things. But this motherfucker over here, either you're seeing somebody about to fuck up your whole world, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from? If I had to try to, I've never been married. Never been married. I'm not even getting married. But, there ain't no but. I was gonna say something, I'm never getting married. Nothing. I'll take care. Now, I'll be faithful to you. Mm-hmm. I'll date you for the rest of my life. I won't put this dick in nobody else. But I don't need to get married. And I tell people all the time, 2 things I'm gonna do. If I married you, I'm gonna be faithful or I'm gonna pay all the bills, but I ain't doing both.
Well, that's how we're gonna end it.
That's how we're gonna end it.
Kirkland, man. Always a pleasure, man.
Yo, Vlad, always a pleasure. I'll be back with you again, hopefully in October, before we drop the album.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, my man. God bless you, Vlad.
You got an open door here.
Yes, sir. May your pain be champagne, sir.
My man.
Yes, sir.